Welcome back. So, in the previous case study you saw that how both combination of laser Raman spectroscopy, where we did the experimental observations, where we understood that the interface layers are going from amorphous to polycrystalline, and then we did the molecular dynamics to understand what is causing that and how the registry or match between oxygen atoms and copper atom was an important parameter in order to avoid the adhesion of ice on the metal surfaces. So, that is how we came up with rational criteria for the design of material, rather than you mix certain things and test it like 100 times and see which one works. And that is where you save lot of dollars, lot of money by using these computational experiments, which allowed you to take away all the issues in terms of guessing, but gives you a very good atomic criteria to now atomically design some of the polymer layers and de-icing coatings and de-icing materials, which became very effective. Now, let us turn into our second case study, where we are looking at again interfacial phenomena. So, all my work and my research has been looking at the what we call nano interfaces. And these are very, very, very tiny interfaces at the angstrom 10 to the power minus 10 to 10 to the power minus 8 level. And that is where if you remember in the micron size, molecular dynamics and Monte Carlo works extremely well. So, this in this case what we are now going to look at silicon wafer, which we have designed based on the one of the silicon potential function, which I will talk about, and then we put hydrocarbon chains. So, we have dodecane. Dodecane is a kind of hydrocarbon which is used in the industry as a lubricant. So, we look at the dodecane chains, we put them on top of the silicon surface and see what happens in terms of their absorption, but in this case to reduce the friction. So, now the problem is different. We are not looking at adhesion. In fact, in this case we want adhesion to happen. It is a reverse problem, because we want these molecular lubricant layer to stay there and not get sheared off. So, we are going to look at in this case how we shear off when there is a shear of two parallel plates of silicon and we put a lubricant in between. So, if there was no lubricant, then there is a lot of friction between the two materials. Now, we have put a lubricant in between, and this is a molecular scale lubricant. So, what we want to now see is that they stay. So, there has to be stronger adhesion, so that the layer which is called boundary lubrication layer does not shear off. So, in this case we have a system. If you look at here, this was the paper we wrote with my graduate student Sean Yim and my colleague Nanaji Saka in mechanical engineering department at MIT. So, if you look at the way this is designed is that there are 5 angstrom layers. Is a silicon fixed, then there is a silicon top, then there is a dodecane layer in between, then there is silicon layer at the bottom, which is the interface. So, these are 2 interface layers, and then there is a bulk layer here, and then we are able to provide compression as well as slide. So, we are looking at as you compress it material and also shear it, and those are the 2 situations that we really have to look at. So, if you remember, we had looked at the elastic constants, and we had looked at elastic constant in different direction. One is uniaxial. So, in the compression or tension, other one we looked at C12 and C44, which were the shear modulus or shear elastic constant. So, all of that works here. So, if I have to ask you question here, what kind of ensemble you will use? So, you have to use now isobaric and isothermal ensemble, because you have to relax this particular system. So, and then provide shear between the layers. So, you can use. So, some of the Parinello-Raman formulation that you learned earlier is going to be used here. So, if you look at the potential model for this, which is as you know is the heart of any molecular dynamics studies or investigation, we have central force field model. So, in this case there is a carbon-carbon stretching, carbon-hydrogen stretching, carbon-carbon-carbon bending, and there are 3 bendings, and there are again torsion between the tetrahedral nature of these connectivities. which is the Jurgensen potential. Then for all the connectivity between atoms, we use Urey-Bradley model for a pair of atoms bonded to a common atom. So, there is another Urey-Bradley model, and then we have Lennard-Jones 9-6 potential between carbon-carbon atoms. So, as you can see that we have now defined very well this hydrocarbon, and we already know silicon potential. So, now combining silicon potential, which is Stillinger-Weber, and this potential that we designed for this particular interface, we are able to now calculate. So, now let us look at the Stillinger-Weber with the Lennard-Jones model. So, if you look at carbon-carbon, it shows in this case 9-6. So, instead of 12-6 potential that we have been using, 1 over r to the power minus 12, in this case we are going to use 1 over r to the power minus 9 for repulsion. So, it is a softer repulsion because it is hydrocarbon. So, now you can see how the experimental data as well as our data is comparing. It looks like it has a very good match. Now, if you go forward, we are looking at now interface potential that we created based on the rule of mixture, where we again came up with the Lennard-Jones parameter between silicon atom and the carbon atoms and carbon and hydrogen atoms. So, if you look at for hydrocarbon, we have to have interaction between silicon and carbon and then silicon and hydrogen. So, if you look at these two potential, we also calculated that. So, now we have understanding how we would create that. With that understanding, now we need to look at the Lennard-Jones potential for what we call interface potential. So, if you look at Stillinger-Weber model, which is one of the parameters here in terms of where we are looking at Lennard-Jones between the silicon and silicon, then we are looking at silicon with hydrogen and carbon. That is where we use Lennard-Jones of 9-6. So, this 9-6 with all the parameters of sigma, which is the potential energy, and the one which is what we call the lattice constant, which is 2.8 angstrom. With these two parameters, we are able to calculate the interface potential between silicon and carbon and hydrogen. So, now we are ready to look at some of the results. So, if you look at here, the white atoms here are silicon and the blue atoms are carbon chain, and these red atoms are the hydrogen. So, now you can see in this equilibrated layers, again what we did is that we took a carbon chain and we did equilibration phase, where the silicon was equilibrated for 50,000 time step, and also the hydrocarbon chain was equilibrated for 50,000 time step. Then we start taking the measurements, and this is where what we did, we allowed this layer of hydrocarbon to find out where it is most comfortable. And what you observe here very quickly, that it is not going straight with the lattice structure of silicon, but there is a kink. So, it goes to straight and then it takes a turn and then goes to the next layer of the lattice that you are feeling about silicon surface, and this is because it is trying to minimize its energy. So, now we want to see is that can we use this kink mechanism to create more adhesion in this case. So, that the molecules of the hydrocarbon chain dodecane remain on the silicon surface and provide the necessary lubrication. So, moving forward, if you look at, if you have very simple layer, then we saw that it flattens out and it remains between the layers of the silicon surface. But as you move more and more silicon on a surface, then you see it formulates different kinds of almost it stacks up. So, it has a lot of stacking up of these atoms, hydrocarbon chain. So, it does not flatten, but it forms a layer that are stacking up on each other. So, that creates that layer. And then if you look at this particular model, and in this case we are now doing compression of lubricant as well as shear of the lubricant. So, in this case there is one layer which is on top, which is a silicon, and there is another layer at the bottom of silicon. In between we have a hydrocarbon chain. So, this is the model which is interface model. So, in this case if you look at, there are two interfaces, one at the top and another at the bottom. So, once we push it down, we want to understand what happens, and also when we shear it, we also want to know what happens there. So, let me stop here and then we will come back with the final results of this case study.